Welcome back to the channel. As we get to the last 8 games of the season, we want to finish as high as possible, but currently we're at the bottom of the top half of the table. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 27 of Going Dutch as we try and turn a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivisie, in this case Waalwijk. We try and turn them around, move them back to the top flight, leave them as an established side, and this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you 2 games in the Eredivisie. As I said, we are effectively 8 games left to play. So today we have match day 27, match day 28, and we look to try and consolidate ourselves in that top half of the table. We were expected, I think, the original vision, should I say? Can we have the vision up? Let's have a quick look at the club vision. Finish mid-table in the Eredivisie, and that's where we are currently in the top half of the Eredivisie. So we're ticking the boxes as far as that's concerned, and we do want to finish as high as possible. So today we need to try and push on if we can, and get ourselves in a decent position at the top of the table. Let's have a quick look what's going on with the table. We are 8th as it currently stands, 26 games played, 42 points. We're just sort of in 8th place. I think we were in 7th at the end of the last episode, but more about that in a moment. But we are just on goal difference behind FC Utrecht, who are in 7th place. We are 8 points adrift of the European place. Never thought we were going to get any European places, albeit we may have stood a chance at one time, but our away form's nowhere near the quality we need. And of course, what we will be needing to do is to settle ourselves, get ourselves into a position whereby we can push next season to try and be better than we are this season. But we've got to put a benchmark in there to start off with, and of course that is it. Right, since you were last with us, we've played 1 game. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. But don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And also, you can follow everything that's going on this channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, as I said, we have played 1 game since you were last with us. That game was against Go Ahead Eagles. A 1-1 draw. When we played them earlier in the season, I didn't check just now. Go Ahead Eagles beat them 2-0. Toure and Castellares, the scorers at the Mandermakers. But slightly as you know, our away form is abysmal. Picking up points on the road is difficult. I don't know why it's difficult, but it is. And the same has to be said with the game against Go Ahead Eagles. It was just as bad. They took a lead just 2 minutes in, and another one of those that we didn't clear our decks when we had the opportunity to, and paid a price for it. It's ball out Kramer, and as you see, we should have been able to defend this, but Asante won over the top. Adekane hits it with his foot as it comes over the top, and it was Route 1 in the end. And they took a lead after just 2 minutes, and it took us a further 21 minutes before Castellares did this. Toure goes out wide to Shrivers, and this is what we need to see more of. Look at this. Shrivers in. Castellares knows where that ball's coming, puts it away. More balls delivered like that, more goals scored. That's how it should be. But trying to get them to do it is another matter altogether. We had 8 shots, just the 2 on target, 1.11 on the XG, and 52% of the possession. Go Ahead Eagles had 7 shots, 3 on target, 1.10, and 48% of the possession. I suppose the only saving grace is we didn't lose, and we did pick up a point on the road, which is better than nothing, of course. We've had a look at the Eredivisie. We will have just another quick look because we looked at the top of the table, didn't really sort of focus on it, just where we were in relation to everything. Feyenoord are top on 62. PSV are in second on 61. Ajax are third on 60. They've lost their last 2 games, though. And then there's a 10-point gap to AZ. Both those teams have played 27 games to date. I think they played on Saturday, which is why the 27 games down the bottom. Go Ahead Eagles are in 16th place in that relegation playoff place. Heacles Almelo are the side that we will meet in the second game of this episode, away from home. I hasten to add, don't count your chickens. They are in 17th place, and Elmer City are 9 points adrift completely at the minute. Well, if you count this as well, I mean, overall, they're 23 points. No, not 23 points. What am I on about? 13 points. My maths isn't working today. 15 points. That's better. 15 points adrift of Vitesse to get themselves clear. They're not. They are going down. That is for sure. Elmer City survived, I think, a couple of seasons ago in the playoffs, but they are definitely on their way down into the Kuchen Campion as it currently stands. And Heracles Almelo look like they are going to join them at the moment. They have a 3-point gap on Go Ahead Eagles and a 6-point gap on Vitesse. That's how the table looks. I don't think there's a great deal else to tell you. We've still got a couple of players on the bench. O'Kelly picked up a tight groin in training. He's only been out for a couple of days, so he should be back. I'm not sure he's back for today's game, but he'll be back for our second game. And Peter is about 5 to 11 days away from coming back, and we have missed him a little bit because we did have a bit of momentum, but dotted form keeps on, and we need to, I mean, this is the sort of form that we need to hit and keep going with, but then we hit a bit of a block wall again. Need to try and pick up a form. It would be lovely to have a bit of form going into the end of the season and maybe push as high as we possibly can. Fortuna Sittard are the team that we face today. We've played them 3 times this series. Well, not since we came in, but when they were in the Eredivisie before, a 2-2 draw and a 1-1 draw. Earlier in the season, it was a 1-1 draw. It was always a very tight affair. 1-1 draw at Fortuna Sittard. Goal scorers on that occasion, Tijane Toure getting us, well, they got a lead on 90 minutes, and that looked like we sort of lost out. But Toure managing to get us back level 3 minutes later. We don't want to leave it so late today. We don't want that sort of thing going on today. It would be very nice to actually finish the season with some wins and an opportunity, I feel, today to do that. Let's go and see then if we can. And here is the side that will face Fortuna Sittard back at the Manor Makers. Vassen is in goal. In fact, I say Vassen is in goal. I think what we need to do, Setford. Vassen had not a particularly good game last time out, so we're going to put Setford in goal. Setford in goal then. Van der Boij, Indy and Rosia are defensive line. Drambev and Shrivers as the complete wing backs. Verreau and Oaksonen are in between those two. Latonda starts as an attacking midfielder. Beaton is out on the right. Castanaras is leading the attack. And then on the bench we have Vassen, Lemure, Simmons, Gari, Leveld, Lakessa, Margray, Hansen, Rekic, Toure, Lobinger and Van Duren. And here we are back at the Manor Makers. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 1 of our last 5. Fortuna Sittard, lost 2, 1-2, drawn 1. Pretty much similar form. They're playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. They are 12th with 29 points. We are 8th on 42. Well, once again, we've got no highlights for you in that first half. We've had 3 shots, 2 on target. Why it doesn't show us, I don't know. Maybe it's a flaw in FM. I don't know. 0.17 on the XG, 43% of the possession. They've not had any shots yet, but they have had 57% of the possession. We need to wrestle some more of that possession away. We need to continue to have shots. We need to continue to have them on target. And we need to have some highlights, please. Well, with no sign of us making a breakthrough in that first half, we've taken off Drambev, who picked up a yellow card and was on a 6.4 as well. Latonda moving back into that complete wing-back position. Toure coming on the left. We do need to find a breakthrough. And we do have a highlight. 53 on the clock. It's gone out wide to Latonda. Varro, it's blocked. Toure tidies up. Van der Beek. Latonda. Attack down this left side. Van der Beek over the top. Beaton's put it away. 3rd goal of the season. Question whether he's offside or not. And that seems to be the thing with us of late. It just seems to be a constant. It is a goal. It is allowed. And nothing happening with it. 53. And he was onside when that was played. Beaton. We're going to see the lines now just to prove it. There he is, well onside. Look at that. These 2 players here playing him on. And I think this is Beaton, is it not? Yeah. When that ball from Van der Beek over the top. And he just hits it. And a second highlight. Van der Beek cutting that one out. Can we score a second here? It would be very good. Toure, come on, of course. He's crossed this deep. Castellaris hit the post. Castellaris will have a second attempt. No, it's gone out for a throw. Thought we were going to score 2 quick ones. But no. But Toure definitely making a bit of room there. Castellaris directed that onto the post. They have a free kick, 72 minutes on the clock. And, cut out by, I'm not sure who it was cut out by. Rosier. But he's given it a back, and they come again. That one through, but Setford comes out and collects, falls on the ball, makes sure it's safe. Van der Beek. Osanen. Who's picked up a yellow card, I notice. Beaton. Rosier comes forward. Beaton goes out wider. Shrivers. This is a bit more like it. Shrivers cuts inside. Oaksonen. Rosier. Varro now. Toure brings it onto his left foot. Straight at the goalkeeper, though. But he had to make a save, and it is a corner. Toure with the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. 73 on the clock. Swung in. It's headed out. Toure will get there. Toure recycles. Van der Beek. Martins Indy. And it comes to nothing. We've had chances in this game. Not put them away. We've not seen many highlights, but not put them away either. And with 74 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Castellaris is tiring. We've brought on Lobinger up front, and the other change we've made, we've taken off William Beaton and brought on Emil Hansen. Hansen going to play on the left as an inverted winger. We've moved Toure out to the right and changed him into a winger just to see what happens. We will be making another change in a minute in midfield, but we just want to go a little bit longer. Throwing on that far side, 76 on the clock. Oaksonen, Varro. Shrivers with the initial throw in. Indy to Latonda. Latonda finds Hansen. Hansen left defender for dead. Lobinger. And goalkeeper has to get rid of it. It was going in. Varro with an in-swinger. It's deep. Back post. Didn't quite meet who it wanted to. Toure has come across. Van der Beek, Toure, he's given the ball away and brought player down as well. He's going to get sent off here. Oh no, just a yellow. Hansen. That one in. And Lobbinger's pulled a save out the goalkeeper. And with 18 minutes on the clock, making our final two changes, we have taken off both our central midfielders. Jaakko Ossonen is off. We've replaced him with Danilo Simmons, and the other player coming off, of course, in that midfield, Patrick Varro, is replaced by Rekic. And we've managed to secure a 1-0 win. Van der Beek getting a player of the match, 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance and 1 assist. It was a quiet match in a way. 54th minute, William Beaton getting that goal. Mind you, we had 13 shots, 6 on target, 1.43, 45% of the possession. They had the bulk of the possession, but only had 2 shots. Nothing was on target, which was good news for us. Started well, and they had moments, but we did, I guess, control the match reasonably well. Let's see how that sets us in the table. So no news to tell you, really. The Netherlands teams have said which youth players they're releasing. And because we don't have a very good youth set up here, we've brought a lot of them in on trial just to see what happens and try and bring them in. These are the results from the day. Feyenoord, look at that again. I mean, impressive. Or what? 7-0 against Heacles Almelo. Absolutely flying with it, but PSV keeping pace with them. They only had a 1-0 win against FC Utrecht, but they are 1 point behind Feyenoord, who are looking to win this competition for either the 3rd or the 4th time in a row. Ajax are in 3rd on 60 points, then AZ are 4th on 50. Sparta Rotterdam move up to 5th place. They beat Vitesse 3-1 today. Zwolle, they lost 2-0 to FC Volendam on 46 points. We are just 1 point behind them now on 45 points, just behind. We have a superior goal difference as well. So hopefully we can close that gap down against PEC. Zwolle would be very good. Volendam are 8th, right behind us on 44 points. And then down near the bottom, Vitesse are 16th. Go Ahead Eagles have got themselves out of that playoff place by beating Almelo City 4-0 today. They've gone bonkers there. Vitesse dropping in by the virtue of that loss to Sparta Rotterdam. Heacles Almelo, they have a minus 43 goal difference and they are on 18 points. They are 6 points adrift of Vitesse. And 6 points, 8 points, 6 points, 6 points adrift of Go Ahead Eagles as well. And Almelo City still stuck on the bottom with just 9 points. Right, we have just literally days down. It's a matter of 3 days down to the game against Heracles Almelo. Be nice to get a result, wouldn't it, against them? We'll see how we do. We'll come back just ahead of that game with any news. And here we are on match day against Heracles Almelo, and we are going into an international break, and that means that we do have a couple of players away on international duty. It says 2, but I think it must be one of the reserves or under 21s or whatever. Gari is away on international duty, not that he's featured in the side just recently. And the yellow card that Toure picked up in the last match means that he is suspended from this game. Peter still out with a sprained ankle. It says he's doubtful, but I don't think he'll be playing today. The advice is that he shouldn't. Heracles Almelo, we've played them obviously when we were in the Eredivisie previously. On that occasion, it was a 1-1 draw at the Mandermakers, a 2-0 loss when we played them at the Hervé Acito, which is where we are today, of course. A lot earlier in the season, we did manage to beat them by 5-0. Tiani Toure getting 2, Castenares getting 2, and Oaksman getting the other one. A similar result would be nice today, but I do temper that by saying every time I've said that, it hasn't gone as we planned. Plus, our away form, we are away. And here is the team that faces Heacles Almelo in this Eredivisie matchday 28. It's Setford in goal, Rekic, Martins Indy and Van der Beij, our defensive line. Drambev is out on the left as a complete wing back in place, not in place, but instead of starting in front of Latonda today. Leveld on the right, Oaksonen and Rosier are in midfield. Hansen, we can start him on the left today. Seemed to play quite well at the end of that game, last game out. So he's out on the left. Beaton is out on the right. Castanares is up front. And I'm just wondering whether if we set him as an advance forward, does that moves up a lot? No. He's better as a pressing forward, and it goes right out that way. Let's try him as a pressing forward then today. Just experiment a little bit. So that's the team out there. And then on the bench, we have Vassen, Lemure, Simmons, Congaloo, Shrivers, Lakessa, Ode Chica, Latonda, O'Killy, Varro, Lobinger, and Duran. And Heracles Elmo lost 4 of their last 5, playing a 4-4-2 today, and we always struggle against a 4-4-2 for some bizarre reason. We have won 3, drawn 2 of our last 5. Eredivisie looks like this. We are 7th on 45. Heacles Almelo are 17th on 18 points. Some 6 points adrift of those above them. First highlight, 3 minutes in, and it's a corner for Heracles. Oh, over the top, bobbling around there. And I think we defended that fairly well. First header was Rosier getting it away, but not very far. Oaksonen trying to get involved in it. And Wyckoff over the top in the end. Setford with a goal kick. Oaksonen. Oh, and he's given it away. I think he was trying to get that to Beaton, and Beaton wasn't there, and he's been beaten. Larson is going to try and get this cross in. He has, and it's fallen nicely for Setford. Highlight is going to continue. It's 11 minutes on the clock. Van der Beij out to Leveld. Leveld, Van der Beij. This looks like ominous. It's going to have something on the end of it. Rekic, Drambev. Drambev comes forward, but he's decided against going forward that way. Rekic, Beaton through to Castanares. Castanares puts it away. 17th goal of the season. Goodness me. That one's onside. The referee's not got any inkling of it might be an offside. He wasn't offside. I was just hastened to add that. Rekic, it was a good through. Beaton saw the Castanares run, and Castanares on his right foot. Lovely, past the goalkeeper. Rosier, Castanares out wide to Leveld. Leveld now through to Castanares. And goalkeeper's made a save. Wonder where the ball had gone for a minute. And it's gone out for a corner. Beaten with a corner. He's going to be an in-swinger. Swung in, and the goalkeeper collects. Cundle in midfield. And that's cut out by Rekic. Martins Indy. Setford, Van der Beij. Van der Beij comes forward. Beaten. 25 on the clock. Oh, he's given it away. And they're going to get level. And that was a complete mix-up at the back. And Beaton, he's made 2 mistakes in this game already, and I'm not impressed. What was he doing? Tried to get it back to Martins Indy, and Marquez was in. .26 on the clock. Rekic. Martins Indy. Rekic. Hansen. Told you we're away from home against the side near the bottom, and this is the way we're performing. Should be all over them. Beaten. Rosier has come back off the woodwork and gone out. And half-time arrives. And once again, we are struggling against a side playing a 4-4-2. I need to work out what we do to combat a 4-4-2 in this situation. Extremely annoying. Castanaris opened the scoring on 12, but they've got back in it, and actually they're the better team. They've had 8 shots, admittedly only 2 on target, 1.38 and 47% of the possession. We've had 7 shots, 3 of them have been on target, 0.44 and 53% of the possession. Once again, we're not putting our chances away. "58 minutes on the clock. I'm not quite sure what's happening here. Obviously, something was happening. Kuki. And they're on it again. Oh, it's cut out. Sam Shepperman has come on. He's over the top to Pau Pedro. And Setford, I think, made a save. It was going in. And it's gone for a corner. Don't seem to be able to find a way through. And the same old. Everybody else beats them wholesale. We don't. Marquez over the top. And with 60 minutes on the clock, we're making one change. William Beaton has come off. We've brought on Chris Lacessa. Kuki, again, with a long kick. And they've headed it down again. I don't know who that is. Yao Pedro seems to be winning the competition there, but he's given the ball away. Leveld, Oaksonen, Lacessa. Oaksenen's come back into that midfield now. We're getting a lot of drive from that midfield. Castanaris, Lacesso's come on, and Hansen scores his first goal, and it stands this time. Every time he's put it in the net before, it's been cancelled out, and we take the lead again on 63 minutes, and now we need to keep it or extend that lead, not be on the edge of our seats for the rest of the game. Lacessa, who's just come on, puts the ball into the area, and Hansen is there to put it away. Cookie again. And they're going for the same spot. This time Rosier gets there. Castanaris giving the ball away. It's so frustrating. Away from home. We don't seem to be able to put these games to bed. Sem Shepperman, but it's cut out by Indy. Lacessa comes forward now. Lacessa's looked quite good since he's been on. I don't want to speak too soon. Lacessa goes round his man. That's what we need. But it's a poor ball in. Leveld. Oaksonen, Lacessa gets a second bite of the cherry. Van der Beek still alive. Van der Beek goes out to Hansen, and Castanaris completely misses the target. He'd have had Castanaris put that away, but he didn't on this occasion. Hansen hits it first time, and Castanaris all over the place. And with just about 70 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes, basically through tiredness, Oaksonen is off. Varro is on for him, and the other change we made is Castanarias, who he's tiring, swinging at balls and all the rest of it. We've brought on Lobinger to replace him. Those changes not yet made, I don't think. Oh, and Schumacher couldn't get there. And it's still alive, though. And we're giving them plenty of space. But Drambev cuts that ball out. Lobberjuice, come on, the changes have been made. Rosier tries to get that through to Lacessa, gets him away, but he didn't there. Lacessa will get on it this time, though. Lacessa, Hansen. Hansen has support out wide. Drambev into the area, crosses it in. And Lobberjuice just come on. 3rd goal of the season. Referee says, no, it's offside. He's going to check with VAR. And it's either a 3-1. It is a goal. He was onside, and we do open it up to a 2-goal lead. Thank goodness for that. Hansen through to Drambev. Drambev and Lobinger. Yes, he was onside. See the lines now. Ooh, there's not a lot in it. I think this guy here was keeping him on. And with 73 minutes on clock, making one more change, Rosier has come off. He's tiring. We've replaced him with Lemure. Heacles comes out of that defensive line, goes into midfield. Lemure coming in on the right side of the defensive line. Barrow with a corner. This one swung in, headed away. Hansen pulls it back. Van der Beek, Indy, Varro, Lemure just come on. What's he going to do? Puts it in for Lakessa. Lakessa looking to try and get it in. Leveld is there, crosses it in. Lobinger, goalkeeper's down. Leveld, Lemure. I thought he was going to have a go then. He's not. He's got Varro in support. Varro has a go, puts it wide. Barrow with a corner, 90 minutes on the clock. Goalkeeper comes out and collects. 5 minutes of added time. And Kuki sends that one forward. Schumacher heads it on, but Lemure is there. Lakessa, who's played very well since he's come on. Martin's Indy. Maybe that affords him a start. Van der Beek, Hansen, Lobinger. Lobinger also doing well since he's been on. Not sure why he's down in midfield, but Varro through to Heacles. Hansen, Lobinger. And he misses the target. In fact, it was saved and has gone for a corner. Was going in, that was for sure. Varro will take this corner. 92 minutes nearly on the clock. Swung in, it's headed down. Schumacher heads it on. And nothing going to come of that. Lobinger, Varro is well worked through. Heacles, Hansen, and Lobinger just about kept himself on side. And it's all over. A 3-1 win against Heacles Almelo. Not convincing by any chalk of the imagination. We did have 18 shots, 8 on target. But what's more worrying is they had 12 shots and 4 on target. As I've said before, we seem to struggle against a 4-4-2. We need to work out how we combat a 4-4-2. 2.12 on the XG, 58% of the possession. We certainly had a better second half, I think, that had dominated the second half. If you look down here, it was a bit wishy-washy in that first half. We seemed to get ourselves back in. Emil Hansen picking up a player of the match, 4 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances, a 7.7 for him. On the other side, Chris Lakessa coming on, 3 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance and an assist. He's done very well. And I did think for a minute he was going to sneak the player of the match, but Hansen just got there in front of him. Lobinger also doing well. I think Lakessa and Lobinger have put a marker on to maybe get starts. Castaneras was okay, but he did tire. And maybe Lobinger gets a start next time out. We'll see. Well, these are the day's results, and you'll see Ajax beating Sparta Rotterdam to stay in 3rd place. In fact, they would have stayed in 3rd place as well. AZ losing to 1-0 to PEC Zwolle, who moved to just a point behind them. Sparta Rotterdam are just 1 point behind them as well. We are now just 2 points. I don't know how far we were adrift at the start of the episode, but those 6 points from the episode have done us the world of good. We're in 7th, just 2 points behind AZ now, and I think we play them in a couple of episodes time, so we do have a chance to overtake them. So European places possibly are still in the reckoning. We've got to be on form and continue this run if we can into the next episode and beyond to achieve that. Other results today, of course, Feyenoord 3-0 winners against Vitesse. They are just something else. They are on top with 68, but they can't shake off PSV. They beat Go Ahead Eagles 3-2. Bit of a dynamite one, that one. But PSV did overcome them and stay in 2nd place. There's a 4-point gap then to Ajax. A 7-point gap down to AZ. No, more than that. A 13-point gap down to AZ from Ajax. So the top 3 already formed, I think. And then, of course, it's a bit of a battle. Who's going to finish up in 4th place out of all these teams? And it's not Fortuna on the FC Utrecht and FC Volendam. Both still there within a chance. Vitesse are in that playoff place. Go Ahead Eagles still hanging on in there. in 15th place. There's a 4-point gap up then to FC Emmen. Heacles Almelo are adrift by 6 points. Nothing's changed down the bottom there. And Almere City still down the bottom on 9 points. So that is how it is. We're going to play one game. We're going to play Vitesse offline at the Mandermakers. And then we're going to come back for 2 real tough games. We've got a game against Ajax, who are in 3rd place. Zwolle, who are in 5th place. But just remember, last time we played them, back earlier in the season, we beat them on both occasions, a 3-2 and a 3-2. Admittedly, one of those was at home, and we've got to go to Ajax and face them at the Ajax Arena. We will see. And Zwolle, we will bring back to the Mandermakers for that one. And we're down then to the final 3 games of the season. We'll see how we are sat, or whether we can achieve that European place or not. Hope you can join me for that. All coming up in the next episode. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, then leave me the big thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Going Dutch and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. New episodes of Going Dutch released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode number 28. It's out on Thursday. Till then, have yourselves a great week. We'll see you Thursday. Bye-bye.